Welcome back to Watching Film and Varnadore Films. I am Seth Varnadore. I was a former college and high school football coach for a decade. Now I break down film here on YouTube with a particular emphasis on the Florida Gators. Florida gets a big win at home over Vanderbilt. Our wins over Vanderbilt typically big. I think after the Kentucky game, uh, a tourniquet on the bleeding of momentum there was big, and I thought the team played really well offensively. When you don't get penalties or sacks to take you out of manageable down and distance, you play really well. Uh, Defensively, outside of a couple explosives, you played really well. If you look at the advanced stats, Florida pretty much dominated this game, and we'll watch the film and see why. So, without further ado, let's get to it. All right, so we'll start with Vanderbilt having the ball here. I'm not exactly sure of the coverage here. It almost looks like a bracket on number two up top, but the safety appears to be inside of number two. So I'm not sure why that would be. But it could just be like an old school quarters look where these guys, both safeties, got eyes on number two and they can drive on the route. But up here, definitely looks to be man coverage and press coverage up here. And the safeties, you don't really have safety help. I'm not sure if he can force this in here to that, but he kind of waits. He's not working to get to the flat. He's underneath here. So you look like you're kind of on an island out there. He wins inside. Receiver's a good player there. Now his big play, I think everybody saw it. Maybe should have had a penalty on it. But I put this one on here because you'll see a similar look later. And Marshall does a really good job of shutting it down. So just kind of see it first, kind of loses that rep. See the safety flying down the two. But later on, similar look, he wins the rep. Motion into a bunch set. I'm not sure if they're considering this a bunch set because it's a little loose, but they do a great job here. And this is great too by Marshall, right? You just give up the slant throw, watch him here, recognize it, fly up, turn that thing back inside, physical, make that a 1 or 2 yard gain instead of what could have been a bigger play, right? Right here, if they get that blocked, and he blocks the corner, it's a foot race between the backer and the safety. But the corner does a great job here, turning it back inside, being physical, and your backers are running. Get this thing to 3rd and 8. Thought you did a really good job here playing through the hands. Might have been trapping this a little bit up here too. He's got eyes in here. So if they're looking to throw the out, he may be trapping that. You see the safety's getting over the top. This could be some kind of 2 trap up there. Great job playing the ball there, getting off the field on 3rd down. Florida's pretty good on 3rd down against a Vanderbilt team that wasn't terrible offensively coming into the game. All right, first drive on the offense. I thought the offensive plan was good. With a bunch of new starters in there on the offensive line, new guys rotating in. How do you want to start the game? Well, let's start with an easy perimeter throw here. And right off the bat, you've got exactly what you want here. If you catch this ball, you're one-on-one with a safety right here. Right there. That's blocked up good. He's going to him. You just got to read that block, and you're one-on-one with a safety. And I like this to start the game. Easy throw for your quarterback. Not a lot of stress on your offensive line. You just got to catch the ball. So you get the 2nd down. Play action. The play action that's not so earlier in the year, the back was a little bit further up. It seemed like, and the play action was flat across. You're starting to see some more kind of downhill play action out of the gun, which I think is good, and it helps sell the run a little bit more. Then out here, go out, flat, over. So normal flood look with the deep over, kind of everyone's boot play, good rollout, good throw here on the run, and good job by Pearsall getting separation against the coverage there. I really wish we could see. I would like to see if Wilson won here. I really would like to see that. Unfortunately, the broadcast was pretty terrible. And didn't give a lot of replays, but did give a lot of zoom ins on players and coaches between plays, which is always helpful. Okay, so this is something I thought Mertz didn't do a great job of against Kentucky. You got a run play called in here. If the corner's off and bailing, you can take the hitch out here all day, right? Or if you like your numbers out here, you can throw it out there. I thought at times against Kentucky, he was too his first option too often was to hand off. There were a few times where he should have thrown it. And I think as you're working to get your offensive line group kind of gelled and cohesive, when in doubt, throw it out. When in doubt, throw the screen out there. When in doubt, throw the hitch out there. If it's a little fuzzy, that's okay. Let your guys make some plays in space rather than run into a really bad run look, right? Which I thought a couple of times against Kentucky, he gave the ball into some bad run looks, and when we should have thrown it. So early right here, that could have been an emphasis this week because I think that's something they saw. Inside, you'll notice the gap run game, which I think could be helpful with this group. If you got some bigger bodies, man, getting good down block, good angles, and pulling guys can be really, really helpful. So a little bit more gap run in this game, and then that's a nice easy throw on first down. Get you into 2nd and 5, 2nd and 6. That's a manageable down and distance, right? Jet motion. So here you go. Included this one. You really lose it here on the back side. Can't quite get this cut off. It kind of creates a pile right there. You lose it on the back side. On the front side, you're not in bad shape. It's just this back side. So what's a good change up if somebody's flying down the back side there? You could boot. There's a few things, but one of them is a reverse. I wonder if we'll see that anytime soon. All right, so then you get in 3rd and 5. I really like this concept here. You're going to pair a zone beater, which I'm pretty sure this is drive. Again, the broadcast isn't great, so you can't see everything, but I'm pretty sure you got a drive route. West Coast staple of the NFL. You see the drive route everywhere. Up here, you've got a rub, corner, flat, rubbing there, out. So this is basically a smash combination, inverted. We got the corner coming from the outside receiver. But what is nice about this is it's a man rub, basically. He's going to run at him once he gets right outside the outside shoulder, get vertical. Now this guy's got to make a decision. How am I going to play this? Because I'm going to be vertical here. As soon as he comes inside, bang, I'm off his butt there. If this guy tries to fight over the top, he's going to run into the corner route. If he tries to get underneath, he's going to be trailing me on the out route. So really good design here. Watch this. Look at the rub. When do I break out? Now. And look, he's caught. A defensive guy might say that's a pick, but look, he doesn't touch him. That's a perfectly executed route right there. That's exactly how you want it. Watch Pearsall patient. Bang, right now. And if this guy tries to get through there, he's going to make contact. He runs into his own defender there. And that's an easy conversion right there. So really, really good stuff. Really good rub there. That's something they could use on the goal line too if they feel like they're getting man coverage. I really like that concept right there. So 1st and 10 gives it this time. I think you feel, this guy plays this pretty hard here, but you could maybe look out here as well. You could maybe take that hitch again if you want to. But the box here isn't terrible. You got a pretty good box. He's going to try to jump inside to spill it. He logs him here. And then you got your second puller coming. And then really good job there getting up to the backer by your tackle. So this is good right here. He gets to that backside backer. So if this guy tries to do what he did right there and you end up logging him, well, now you got your puller for that backer and there's nobody left, right? Who's going to make the play? So good job. And then a nice job right here by George. Watch how he sets this guy onto this guard. Bang him. Guard overtakes. Now he can climb for backer. Log him. Kick him. And you end up getting the corner coming off and making a play. But you make that play at 8 yards, I feel all right with that. 8-yard runs on 1st down. I'm cool with that. All right, 2nd and 2. Try to take a shot here. You actually get kind of this secondary. You can maybe try to take a shot. You got the hitch and go. So I think if you like that, you can take it. But here you're going to end up with this here and then a dig behind it, which is a good combination. You'll see that all over the place. I recently saw somebody talk about this. It looks, you'll see the Chiefs run kind of a version of this off snag, where the snag route is actually coming from out here and here. And then this guy, instead of run the corner, runs a dig. So same idea. You're kind of high-lowing people. This is similar to what Spurrier used to love to run on the goal line. If you go back and watch some old Spurrier, he'd run this guy to the front of the goal line. They'd run it more like a slant, right, and he'd run him to the back of the end zone, right? So front of the end zone, back of the end zone, Mesa sideline, but front of the end zone, back of the end zone. But same idea here. So watch this. It's right there. You don't like that. Eyes should be coming here as this guy comes down. Bang! I should be throwing the dig right here. So let's watch and see if Pearsall was open. Yeah, I think so. So right here should be throwing this ball, hitting it on Pearsall right here as he's pulling up there. This window back here is opening up huge, and you can see Pearsall is in it right now. So that's a miss there on 2nd and 2, but incomplete pass. Get yourself in 3rd and 2. All right, so you're going to shift to it. Shift. You see how they're changing the front, and then you do a really good job with this up front. Changing the front, pulling the safety back. This is a really good job. This is well done here, overtaking. I tell you what, when Mazuka can get down on the backside, he can move some people, man. You'll see him, watch him when he's on the backside of runs. He caves that stuff down. So right here, this could be zone, this could be duo. Hard to tell. But this thing gets vertical, and really good job up front right here. Opens up a big hole. And then this dude was running hard from the first snap. So I know there's been some consternation about him, but man, he played really, really well. And sometimes when you know you're going to be the dude, maybe that gets you going a little bit more, right? Not splitting carries, all that good stuff. So off the jet motion, we got a play action pass here. This is something that Florida fans should be familiar with right here. This is Again, I'm guessing on this part. I would think this, possibly that, there. The back is going to fake here and run a wheel. And then the tight end delays, runs a drag. So, right, this guy runs with the post. Now this gets jammed up a little bit there, but the post. Then if this guy, so there you're running with the post, this guy turns to run with a wheel, that should open up a lot of room for the drag there. If this looks familiar, this is what Keon Zipper got a bunch of catches on against Alabama in 2021. This is something that Mullen used to run, and you'll see it. You should see it over kind of a bunch of places in college football now. Not the best throw here, but catchable ball for sure. You catch that, you can get going upfield. But you got an offsides penalty, so no harm, no foul. Come back. We talked about the guy flying down inside. Well, if they're going to fly inside, reverse is pretty good. Where's your end? Here he is. Let's see. Is he flying? Do we think he's flying inside? Yeah, I think so. He's here. So great job, great design. It's always nice when you score a touchdown being untouched, and even better when you've got like 9 of the guys on defense on the other side of the field almost. So great call there, great change up, and you saw that earlier with that defensive end. So defense gets the ball back here. Not sure exactly what the check was here. It doesn't look like to be. It doesn't appear to be box or anything like that because he doesn't seem to be involved with this bunch. Again, it's hard to tell if this is getting communicated motion into this bunch, but they play it really well. So you see Jaden Hill hop outside, and as soon as he sees it, he goes. Could be box. If he was playing in, you could think maybe it's box, but they may not be treating it as bunch here. But great job recognizing this thing, and then if he doesn't make the tackle and that thing just turns inside, you've got dudes flying downhill. So good job. The ball declares. Those guys get downhill and go. 3rd and 6 here. Another 3rd down. So what Vandy's trying to do here, go in. Florida must be in a coverage, like a quarters coverage, where if one he's not man everywhere he goes. So if one goes in, he quarters off. So once one goes in and he goes vertical, he's quartering off. What Vandy's trying to get here is I'm going to go in and then act like I'm coming back out for a second to get this guy to try to fly out over the top, and then he's going to go back inside. So it's kind of a jerk route or a juke route. But really good job here by the linebacker. And then good job here taking number 4 or taking the back there. So maybe you get away with one here, but you do enough to get hands off. You're just in the hip pocket. And then the rush is able to get there. Lord. The rush is able to get there. Looks like you have a spy here. So shows rush initially, then he's going to drop, spy the quarterback. As soon as the quarterback breaks the pocket, he's mirroring him. Everything's covered up. You got to throw the ball away. So you get the ball in great field position, and then you get a great call here. All right, so here's how long this throw took. First of all, let's look at it. So you got, again, the broadcast is terrible, but you got one here. You got 2 back behind him. They got 1, 2, 3. He's the safety to this side. There's the safety. You're going to come through, kind of hesitate for a second, and then take off to the deep 3rd there. See the safety triggers for the screen. This There's nobody back there. This should have been a big play. Put it on him. Tries to put too much air under it. And you know who makes the interception? Where do you like this is how long the ball was in the air. He makes the interception. Right there's leverage. Jackson, I know, played quarterback in high school and was a really good player. Really good high school player at quarterback. Put it on him. So you go for the shot. You got good field position. You go for the shot there. Backfires on you, and then of course, 2 plays later, you get this unfortunate play, and it's really it's man out there, and you get the unfortunate kind of face mask situation there, and this is what happens. You'd like obviously to keep playing, but it's one of those weird ones that likely won't happen again. You wouldn't think, but maybe next time he'll just keep playing there. It's that was not. It's obviously you could do better, but that doesn't. I don't think that's something that'll happen often in terms of getting your face mask yanked down and then trying to recover. So Florida gets the ball back tied up. So this is a really good. So this is something they've did in a few different ways, where it's basically toss sweep, but you're down blocking here, pulling and pulling. Right. So this is good angles to pin these guys inside, and then you're going to pull these dudes over the top there. Now this dude jumps outside, so you just keep going inside and they'll sort it out. It gets sorted out and you get this dude one-on-one. And I don't know if there's going to be many people that tackle this dude one-on-one in space. Like he doesn't need a ton of room. This guy is Trey Wilson. Pretty good, man. Like uh you wouldn't have to try hard to convince me he's the best player on offense, but we'll see. Hopefully his role expands as he gets more comfortable and gets a little bit feels a little bit better from his injury. Vandy trying to bring late pressure. I think the book on Florida is to bring pressure from depth. Don't show it, bring it from depth, and you'll get home. So I think that's the book on Florida right now. You saw Kentucky do that a ton. You saw Vandy do it, and we'll see another example here in a little bit where they're bringing pressure from depth. So the line kind of you get this look inside and then you're bringing off the edge. Now, great job, great recognition here from Mertz and the receiver. Put it on him, replace the blitzer. Safety doesn't have time to get over to the top. Bang. Easy conversion there for a first down. 1st and 10 here on the 40. Listen, every time this guy touches the ball, it seems to be 7 or 8 yards. So I'm guessing you're trying to be here, there. So flood off the play action. And you see the defense. I mean, these guys he's just turning, running, and getting depth to 10 yards. He's getting depth. Like, there's no reason to wait. This is the interesting thing with Mertz is there's times where he makes really quick decisions. Like, this is pretty fast processing, right? I make my fake. I see them getting depth. Bang, hit my last step, drop it off. And then this dude, like, it seems every time he touches the ball, no matter where he gets it, he's picking up 7 or 8, it feels like. He's more touches for him. The offense will magically get better the more he plays, right? It's going to be funny. You may have been missing your best player for a bunch of for that Kentucky game there. So all right, so I think here's one, 2nd and 2. If this is any type of in-breaking route, which I would guess it is, right? You've got some type of go there, it looks like. So he's coming from depth. You'll see here why I think people are going to bring people from depth more often. But when the corner's coming from depth, that means he's got to get over the top. So if we count everybody on the screen, there's 10 dudes on the screen. Trey Wilson's at the bottom here with, I would assume, a corner covering him, right? I don't think they left him uncovered. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 guys, right? So there's nobody else in the middle here. So if this is an in breaker, and I think there was one, Napier said after the game, there was a 2nd and 2 or 2nd and 1 where he's got to get rid of the ball. He's holding it too long. He said something to the effect of he about broke his headset. And this is probably it right here. You're worried about deep shots. First, let's look at the protection here. You see how this guy's coming from depth. All eyes are inside with these inside rushers. Nobody's got eyes up for the corner. But right here, if this is an in-breaking route, that means let's watch this safety. His back's turned. He's got to run with this thing deep. So it's basically one-on-one with this safety here with Pearsall, and what I would assume would be an in-breaking route. Again, the broadcast doesn't show it, so I can't be positive. But if that's so, bang, right here, throw the ball to Pearsall. There's your explosive shot. Right? Hit my back step, hitch up, throw it to Pearsall. There's my explosive shot. Instead, you get sacked for a loss of 2, and you go to 3rd and 4. But so these are the ones where, there's a fine line between being safe with the ball, and this is where a player's reputation, I think, can come into effect a little bit and come to affect these guys. These are college players. So, last few years, I'm sure Mertz has heard that he's turnover prone. He throws a lot of interceptions. He's turnover prone. He kills the team with interceptions, right? He's been really safe with the ball at Florida. Seems like a conscious choice. But there are times where you got to let it rip. And here's one where I think, hey, man, you've basically got one-on-one coverage, nobody in the middle of the field. Hit my last step. As soon as I see that safety there, I'm coming to this thing, whatever that is, assuming that that's an in-breaking route. If it's not, then, hey, you eat it there. Or you could, throw it out of bounds too. But now you get into a 3rd and 4. And here's another one where you got the corner coming off the edge there. And this is when I think if you see it, just replace the corner with the ball back here on the end cut, right? Doesn't see it. You got a 4-man spacing look here where you're going to be here, there. He's running the vertical. You'll see this thing pop wide open later, and he's the horizontal look here. But with the way this thing ends up rotating here, you'd probably like to bang this thing right there out of his break. He's working the front side, so he drops it off. That's fine. But they're playing top down, so they've got eyes on this right here. So you kind of try to flood the zone with 4 guys. They put a bunch of dudes in coverage of that side, but you could hit this thing back here and be in all right shape. But you didn't see the corner blitz. So you drop it off, play it safe there. All right, here it is. Not exactly the same coverage inside, but out here, pressed up, it looks like, right? And watch. Great job. He beats the receiver to the spot there. Makes a great play on the ball. Really good coverage. Just that adjustment from the first one where he lost the slant, right here wins it. You're not going to win every rep, and I think the fans remember the ones you lose a lot more than the ones you win, unless you're intercepting the ball. But good comeback there. All right, so this one is a fun one in terms of what I think the coverage gets to, right? So I think you get to like a cover 2 robber here, where like a 2 Tampa with like Tampa 2 robber basically. So what you're going to get is he's going to go to deep half. He's going to rotate to the flat. He's going to rotate back to the middle of the field, but be a robber so he can jump routes up in front of him. He's going to rotate deep half, and then you're going to get this safety to come down to the flat. So a lot of movement post snap. And yeah, I mean, you technically have right here, you have two high safeties. You could just play cover two Tampa, and but I think this is you got like a little bit of two robbers. So too high, moving to the flat. He can get depth, but he can play stuff in front of him, so he can drive on the ball when he sees her out in front of him. Looks like he's coming to the flat here. He's going to the half. So two robber, two Tampa robber. I mean, maybe a hold here. I don't know. But the coverage plays out perfectly. You'll see here, watch the robber make the play here. There's your robber, robbing anything underneath. So good job. And then you get the penalty. So you do a great job, great coverage call, good execution of the call, even with the scramble drill, and you get a penalty. So 1st and 10 coming back the other way. Hey, I like this. So they have some run fits where this guy, once the ball declares, he can just fly down, depending on if they're, what coverage they're rotating to. So if they're rotating to 3, let's say, and he's going to be playing this space right here, if he's going to be playing like curl flat there, I can just rotate. I can fly down into the fit as soon as I see this ball declare. So this is great. Also in here, so they're trying to pull 2 there. Good job kind of killing this second puller, getting vertical and not getting kicked out, right? I don't think he's expecting him here at this time. The puller isn't, but you don't get kicked out and open a hole. You beat this guy across face. Great job. Your safety's flying down because he's allowed to in the fit. And then your corner does a good job here. The corners last week were poor against the run, avoids the block, puts himself in good position there to get in on the play. So great job. You had some problems fitting up gap last week. Right here, do a really good job fitting it up. So these are the ones where I'm not exactly sure what the coverage call is here, because they may want him man everywhere, and then you can kind of bracket with these two guys or sort it out with these two guys. Looks like he's calling for a check here. I'm not sure if he's calling for a check to switch this, where he'll take him vertical up to the safety and let him play off to this guy, where he would maybe take that up to him and then he could play here. As he gets vertical, he could play that. Then you've got that thing covered pretty good, right? But there's a miscommunication here somewhere, right? I'm not sure exactly what it is, but it looks like he's trying to check something possibly. You can see let's see if we can see it here without all the drawings. Starts to give a hand signal right there. And then you just have a miscommunication where that's tough for the safety right there. And he looks like he's playing to the deep half the way he's opening up, or at least playing to a quarter over there. But it looks like he's playing to a deep half the way he's opening. So I'd imagine that you're supposed to get that there, but hard to tell, man. There's so many. You go and look. That's why it's really hard to be definite on some of the coverage stuff, because there are so many ways it plays out, what the call is, depending on how the routes play out and how they kind of declare themselves and the sequencing of that. It's hard to tell. But when I can see something, or I ask people and they can give me a pretty definitive answer, I try to give it. But some of these, you're guessing unless you know the call. So another gap scheme here. Good job by Hill, just kind of listen, this isn't he doesn't exactly blow this up, but it's not like he gets killed and then a good job here. This right here, not getting crushed, holding that up at the point of attack, allowing the backer to get downhill. And so you're here, you got this. He can get downhill, and then you can get this guy over the top here, right? So you got this thing fit up pretty good here. Now it ends up going for 4, but right, this guy's not getting blown out off the ball. He's pinning this thing back, right? The holes aren't as wide as they were last week. You're compressing it a little bit, let your backer make a play, and then your safety comes up and helps too. So I think these are 2 really good reps back to back in terms of changing the coverage look. Right here, just a kind of a 2 look. I think they were expecting, especially with the previous kind of that conversion they had earlier where they had the wheel route right there. They may have been expecting Marshall to be one on this man-to-man everywhere he goes. So when he goes inside and vertical, I think they're expecting Marshall to turn and run, and then you have an easy throw for the out route here. Florida changes up the coverage, passes it off. He's there to drive on that thing. Safety's there to get over the top. He's there if this guy tries to come back inside. So they've got this thing played really well, 3/2 there. Quarterback, if he tries to throw this out route, which I think he'd like to, it gets picked. Safety does a good job squeezing that corner out to the sideline. Nowhere to throw the ball. The guy's got to throw it away before he gets sacked. So then what do they come to? So then 4th and 5. So actually later there's a 3rd and 4th down where they switch the coverage up. It's beautiful, but we'll get there. 4th and 5 looks like to me like they're boxing this thing. So the bunch box the bunch. So like first thing out in short, deep and out, deeper and in, and looks like they're both kind of playing for this kind of short and in look. So right here, as he gets vertical, he can pass that off to the corner who's playing the first thing out and deep. He's playing the first thing deep or out and short rather. First thing out and short is there. He drives on it. You make the tackle there off the field. But great job here by a young guy. Cersei ripping the ball as you make the play. Heads up play there by Kimber to jump on it. And you get off the field on 4th down there. So great job right there. Watch the effect the motion has after, right? Not only do you have this motion, you have this coming across like a split zone look. Watch the effect it has where these guys end up filling. And then good cut here. And good job on the front side there of that run. But motion has an effect. It's not all for nothing. I think some people think it's just window dressing and a waste of time. Look at the effect it has. He gets lost up. He's out here waiting for it. Look at that big hole up on the front side there that I have with the motion. Motion displaces people and messes with eyes. So here, I think they shift to this, I believe. But anyways, you got 2 tight ends over here into the boundary. 1-2 into the boundary. You've got, I know some people aren't fans of formation into the boundary, but depending on how the defense plays it, man, you can get some advantages to it if they don't adjust or they don't play the strength in the boundary. Here they are, but you just got them outnumbered at the point of attack and a really good job on blocking this thing in terms of the zone. Guard is able to overtake. I mean, this is like stealing here. You can almost double that to that. If the guard can reach that, now you're climbing there. And if you can reach that, you can almost climb to there. Man, it looks like a looks like a pretty good play. And as it turns out, it's even better because you get a blitzer here, and he's trying to get over the top. Well, guess what? I'm able to get there because I'm just climbing, take my steps. Great job, overtakes it. Now I'm climbing, working the double to here. Guy blitzes, but we're fine. Get those dudes turned, and then look at this big hole you've got right there. Back doesn't even have to break his track. When it hits like that, that's perfect. The back barely has to break his track, and he can just hit it. Great run there. Great job up front. So the O line group is kind of a mismatched group, but they blocked it really well. So here's a wrinkle that I think they're trying to get to, where it's zone and it's the wind back. So you'll use a receiver sometimes and bring him back the other way, and it's kind of can end up hitting like that. Webb hits this thing so fast though that the receiver's not able to get across. But the idea is it's wind back. He'll be here, and then you can wind back behind him. You'll see this in the NFL a ton. But he just, I mean, hey man, the way this dude was running hard, so you can't blame him. Just get vertical, get downhill, and just hit it. Almost runs through it. Poor Andy Jean, but that's all right. This was pretty much the same blocking scheme as that jet sweep we watched earlier, except for you had down here, and then you had a back here, and the receiver there, right? So the back was the leader. You jet right here, right? So basically, you've got the same idea here: down, down. Instead of the back being the first guy pulling, you got the number 3 in this bunch here. Then you also got the tackle pulling. And now you get the toss there instead of the jet sweep. But still, perimeter plays here. Down blocks as he fights over the top. You got the tackle for him. Boarding him for the corner. And again, you barely have to break your track, almost get in the end zone. And you'll see more of that later. And then you've been able to run the ball pretty successfully. Good hard run fake here by the quarterback. Looking it in, really sells it. Sells that split zone. You'll see this guy, I think, jump inside here. Wanting to avoid the split zone. And what's interesting about this is it's not just like boots. It's snag. So I think he's going to be here and just snag up. He would be the corner route, and then he's the flat route. So it's not just normal boot. You got the snag. What's interesting about that, right, is I snag here. Now, if this guy's trying to run through the flat, guess what? I got a natural pick there. Oops. Easy money. All right, 1st and 10 here. I like it. So I really liked how I think Vandy's hoping that you get some type of man, or this thing gets lost coming across. They're just trying to get this easy throw off play action. Linebacker does a great job here. I think that's Mitchell, right? Does a great job running with it. He's got nowhere to go with the ball. He has to ground it. Awesome recognition. Awesome job here. They just want to pull that and throw it. Great recognition. Getting that thing in the dirt. All right, you get caught here. Just a good combination, and you're able to protect it, right? So Florida ends up dropping, trying to bring a guy from depth, drop here. Vandy protects it pretty good. So what you're going to get here is classic quarters beater. Let's draw that a little better. You're going to get a classic quarters beater here, where you got an in or a curl right there. This is Mills. It's a Steve Spurrier special. He does a good job with the compressed splits of, right? A lot of times when you get that compressed split, by the receiver, you're thinking an out breaking route, right? Why would he move inside to get himself more room to break out? So he does a good job of breaking out a little bit to the corner here and then getting over the top for the post, creating some room for himself. Vandy's able to protect it and get the shot over the top. Big play. And this is kind of one of Vandy's able to hit a couple of explosive. This was one, but your defense does a great job here. This is a great job. Vandy tries to go tempo by Jaden Hill, recognizing this and not being like, hey man, it's Jackson's responsibility to get number one, right? I'm the star. I play number two. That's not my responsibility, right? He recognizes that when the ball snapped here, oh crap, I got to go get number one. We got to figure this thing out. They throw it to one because he's initially uncovered. Then a great tackle in space right here. Hold that guy up. And now you're able to get in place a little bit here. So second down. You maybe some guys would have called this, but watch the break on the ball right here. That's a good break on the ball. Maybe he could have got the arm around, but I don't think he pulled him. It seems like his arm just kind of slid down and he more tripped him on the back of his legs than anything, but no penalty. But I thought this was a great break on the ball, especially right after you gave up a big play. You think they're probably going to be coming at you, but you do a great job right there recovering. Then here, this is just one, this one takes a long time. So I'm not positive exactly. He looks like he's running to kind of wall off anything vertical. I don't know if he's supposed to run with him, if he kind of continues this route. This thing, you're hoping your rush is won by now because you got everything covered up pretty good right now. But they're able to kind of the idea here is they run this out and then get this guy back behind it, hoping you'll jump up on front of it and you get behind, right? So I'm not sure if he's supposed to carry that or what, but he gets open. You're able to affect the throw a little bit by having to move in the pocket. You're not able to kind of get there with your pressure, but I think you affect the throw. Throws high, incomplete. Then fourth down, this is a really good job. Vandy's expecting man here. They're expecting there, and then an easy throw to the flat. Watch how Florida kind of plays this really well. He's just playing outside. He's sitting kind of in the hole for the slant. He's walling off the slant inside here. And now you got this man backside. The quarterback sees that. Okay, I don't have that. I'm going to turn and come back for this thing. And then good job kind of playing in the hip pocket there, forcing the incompletion. So get the ball back, get a nice throw on first down there, and then not a great run here, but here's why I put it on. Watch how downhill you got the backer here. I mean, this dude, the ball is not handed off yet, and look, he's already filling like crazy. So the coach in the box should be saying, hey, man, this guy's filling like crazy. We've got to play action off him. So 2nd and 9, you go to a snag concept. Great zone beater. The air raid guys call this Y corner, so this is an air raid passing concept here. Great zone beater. And there you see as they widen, opens this up. Easy read, easy throw, put it on him. Maybe like him to get vertical a little bit sooner, but that's fine. Get yourself in a third and manageable. All right, what did we talk about? What we just talked about? We talked about these guys filling like crazy. Watch this guy fill here on the play action. Ooh, he's out of the play. Both the backers fill like crazy for the run, fill for the motion, take themselves out of the play here. Easy throw for the quarterback. Nice catch and run here for the back. And now you've got a drive going. Unfortunately, you get a penalty. You get yourself in 1st and 25 here. And pretty much same as the first play. If I stop it right here and say he catches this, you get a block there. I think you've got a block here by the time. I don't think you would lose this by the time this guy gets here. You get there, you're one-on-one with the safety. The backer's coming out there, but right here, bang, bang. You and the safety in the hole. You make a miss, run them over, you got a good play. Also, if you don't like that, they've got a screen called down here too. There, there, there. So you would have had, if you wanted to work this one, I think you'd had a pretty good chance too. But you drop it, which hey, that's going to happen. So 3rd and 23, not a lot of great plays for 3rd and 23, but I thought you had kind of a couple of these screens were one guy away from hitting. So right here, if one of these two is able to block him, you probably don't pick up the first down. But I would be shocked if there's an offense out there picking up a lot of 3rd and 23s, right? So if you can get him blocked, I think you've got to get a pretty good shot because this guy's coming underneath. Let's say this is blocked here. I've got a lead blocker hitting the sideline there. So that one had a chance, but one guy makes a play. Something similar happens later on the screen. One guy makes the play. Right here, changing up the looks on 3rd down. Right, I'm bringing pressure right here. Ford gets this ball out. They do a good job of communicating because you're trying to get some switches here and get Florida to miscommunicate them, right, and pop somebody open. This is a great job. Watch Jaden Hill kind of watch this, and as soon as he sees the ball thrown, he's driving. Bang. Great tackle right as the catch is made. Really good job. And Watch did a good job distributing this up top. He doesn't just fly in here and let that go. They're able to kind of pass this off really well. And then great drive on the football right there. Inside, you're seeing slant, slant, slant here, and to there. So if this thing's not out fast, this quarterback's going to get hit. So he's got to get the ball out fast. Star squatting on that route, take it away. So you get the ball back, chance to make a drive here and pick up some points before the half. You're going to go to the 4-man spacing here. And vertical flare. So this is the one they tried to run on the 3rd and 4. Same idea here. And then he's got a hitch out here. Corners off and bailing, so you can take the hitch. If you want to work this here, you see getting vertical. He's going to widen with that. He's held by that. Watch the huge hole right here for this one. If you wanted to work the four receiver side. Big hole for this, but he's open too. I mean, it's two guys open for an offense that doesn't get people open, supposedly. Good gain, and this is where you're kind of if you pick up a first down, you up the tempo. But until you pick up that first down, you're going to kind of slow down. This is one it gets. They got to avoid some guys, but you got mesh called here with the rail there over the ball here. This play is a good. This is a good play against zone or man, right? You've got the mesh, so if it's man, the guys can keep running. If it's zone, they can sit in the hole. Right here, more of a man look. This is a good job by Mertz carrying this thing out and making that flip late. If you have more time, the way this kind of works itself out, you could probably get this right over the ball, but really good job and great play here, kind of having a little feel. Now he gets smoked low. I'm surprised they didn't call this one roughing the passer, but you kind of get one later that makes up for it. So right here, mirrored to both sides, compressed splits. We just talked about compressed splits on the other side of the ball. Just smash with a compressed split. If either of these corners wants to try to jump that, you've got a lot of room now to throw that corner out. Works into the boundary. The corner's dropping. That's just easy. Take it. Get out of bounds. It's a great play in a 2-minute situation if they're going to play soft coverage. Then right here, I like this one. Now maybe this isn't, technically you got 3/3, but hey, man, this three, you cannot be the third there with this guy as our third, right? If I'm these guys and he's our third, and your third's gonna play that deep, I'm gonna throw it to our third every time. So put it on him. Now, if you get a better block here, obviously the play's better. But I like that you have a run play called here, and I think if you run it, you got a good play called. See, they're there. He's gonna be here and there. So if he wants to keep it on the run on, I think you've got a good play call. But I like that, like we talked about early. Man, take it out there, make them play it, get the ball in this guy's hands as much as possible, right? So pick up a decent bit of yardage there, get yourself into a 3rd and 2, call a timeout. You got the jet working. So why is that jet motion so great, right? Why do they keep running that jet motion? So the way Vanderbilt was running, right? They're rocking down, rocking back to the middle with the motion, right? As they jet, he's coming down, he's getting back to the middle. Well, I'm going to see this coming across if I'm in the middle there. And it's really hard for me to adjust my body if I'm right here. Watch this as he rocks to the middle. That's hard to readjust, get back, and see this crosser as this kind of gets lost here. So he's rocked down for the motion. He's rocking back to the middle. This one's going to go first. Clear that thing out. He sees, as I rock back to the middle, he sees this is the first thing he sees flashing. He's like, oh, I'm taking that. And now that means there is nobody left there. That corner's got to run through a lot of traffic. If he just puts it on him, it's an easy touchdown. 14-yard throw, so doesn't technically, I guess, qualify as an explosive, but easy touchdown here. Again, a dude wide open. Just got to put it on him. Now you get smoked in the head, so you get the passer, or you get the roughing the passer call. But man, great design here, and this is what the motion does for you. Watch the safety rotation. So whenever you hear somebody say the motion's a waste of time, the motion doesn't make any sense, it's a waste of time, wherever motion is shifting. Well, here you just pop the dude wide open basically because of the motion. So that's why. All right, try to sneak. So you try to here, there, sneak him inside like he's fitting for duo, I think, and then break him to the corner. Hard run fake, make it look like duo, sneak him inside. I think he might have him, but he's looking here again. The broadcast is terrible. I wish we had a better view there. Able to get out of the pocket, throw it away. Hey, there we go. That's progress. I think he might have had Wilson in the corner, though, if he's looking over there. Here we go. I would guess this is duo. Great job. Hey, Boardingham, he had a great game, catch the ball. Watch him kind of wash his backside down right here. This could be zone. Great. Look at that movement right there. That's pretty good. You can do that. You can play a lot. And then watch Montreal. Great move in the hole. Hey, man, sometimes we can't block them all. You got to make one guy miss, right? Coach, if he can get you one-on-one with somebody, then it's who's that dude, right? Great job in the hole right here, making this guy miss and then getting vertical. All right, second half here. Again, watch the playing gap. He's down, he's in here. And he gets really hard inside there. This guy tries to log him, and then your linebacker just feels like crazy for the second puller right here. Bang. Almost makes a tackle with the dude right there, basically. So that's a great job by your linebacker right there. Let's watch it full speed here. Bang. Tackles the dude with the dude. 2nd and 7. Nice little creeper here. You're going to drop both ends and then bring both backers inside here. Almost gets home. So he's going to drop off. So look at the rush you're getting. It looks like it's an all-out blitz. Almost gets home, but you only rush 4 and you can play coverage behind it. And great job right here playing through the hands, knocking that thing away. So really good stuff. I mean, for the most part, defense, outside of a few plays, played pretty well. Another wrinkle here. A lot of split zone, some counter. Right? This looks like guard and H-back counter, except now he's going to turn back around and be a blocker here. These guys are still down, but instead of pulling, they're going to be through the line and then back out. Then here. Flying inside, and then you've got a convoy leading the way there. Good design there for another big run on first down. Then here's one, man. Like, this is, if you throw this with a little air here, and it's we get started a little late in the play here, but if you throw this with a little air, good hard play action, the backers sell up. This dude should be cooked right here. There's no way he should be able to get back to this. If you can throw this with a little more air, just throw it here with some air. Throw it over the SEC logo there with some air. If he catches this thing right here on the run, he probably scores. So, like, here's where your explosives come in the passing game. If teams are trying to take away the over the top shots, you got to hit this. With all this room, just drop it in the bucket right there. He catches that thing, he scores. I'd be pretty shocked. And that's Wilson coming across there, right? So, yeah. Give that dude the ball on the run right there. It's a touchdown. 2nd and 10 after trying to take the shot here. Again, like, if you're not going to play, if you're going to play off and you're not going to play, like, you want to play halfway between, well, I'm just going to throw it out there. I think that's huge development. Just throw it out there to that dude. I mean, it's an easiest 11 yards you could get. All right, so I think he checks to this one, but, I like the look here. You're going to check to a slot fade. Corner is playing the hitch there. I mean, this is something where it definitely looks like he understands. He knows what the coverage is right here because he's holding him. So he feels pretty confident he's got that one-on-one shot. Maybe he likes it anyways, but he's holding him, letting it rip there, and just misses another vertical shot. So it's not that you're not taking the vertical shots. They're just missing by a little bit there. So motion to a 4x1, that means you're going to have one-on-one, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4 eligibles over here into the boundary, right? But look at when I go into the boundary, if they adjust to it, which they've got to, look at all the room I have here now. There's nobody within that space but me and my best receiver. If he wins, or maybe your favorite receiver, great catch, strong hands through the catch point. But, I mean, look at all the room I got to throw this ball. Good design there to get him one-on-one. And then you get guys one-on-one, they got to win. So Florida guys won there. 1st and 10. This is one where you could either – you got that. You've got hitch seam over here. So this is Sluggo seam. This is a West Coast staple. West Coast teams run it all the time. Lane Kiffin used to love this back in his USC days. But you can just, like, right here, his back's turned. You can try to throw that hitch on him and miss low, and that's okay. Or right here, just throw the ball away. You can't do this. You can't wait this long and get the grounding, right? You're out of the pocket. Throw this thing 30 rows in the stands over here if you got to. That's okay. You can live with 2nd and 10. You cannot live in 2nd and 22. Now they get out of it. Going snag again. Looks like you got curl flat basically on the backside. Snag. Again here. Again, wide corner and air raid circles and air raid staple. But you don't like it, drop it down. This dude will just continue to get positive yards. Just give him the ball. Get you 7 yards there. It gets into a 3rd and more manageable. It's 3rd and 15, though, which is not great. And you're going to have, similar to the one before, kind of a curl and then a dig behind it. They bail. So, hey, put it right on the guy right now. There's nothing wrong with that. Then great job after the catch. Balance, running through tackles. Really good stuff there. Jet motion. Let's see how the defense plays it. Didn't get a lot of play right there out of the jet motion. So what's that tell me? Hey, this guy, right? Because we got this guy squeezing down. He's kind of coming over the top. That tells me I might be able to run the jet motion because I'm not getting the safety rotation, right? The safeties aren't rotating here. So maybe let's give it. So what do they do the next play here? First of all, nice play. Nice job here. Look at the combos, working it up. I mean, that's moving the line of scrimmage right there. Really good stuff up front. And then same blocking as the toss sweep, same as the one we saw earlier there. And then great job here by Montrell Johnson leading this and just going through his outside shoulder. All I got to do is run through that outside shoulder and get this guy turned. It's over. And that's what he does. Touchdown. Other side. I think you're in 3 here. You got one high. It looks like he's dropping to a deep 3rd. He's running the flat. You might get caught with somebody not getting a deep 3rd, right? So play action fake. That's my guess at what I would think the coverage is. Somebody's supposed to be playing deep 3rd there. If they do, that's going to run right to him. He's running the flat. He's running deep 3rd. He's running deep 3rd. Looks like he's middle of the field. Hard to tell exactly without seeing everybody, but that's my guess. So a little miscommunication, but use that nub tight end, right, to use this tight end down here in the play action to try to influence that and get that over the top. Good play design by Vanderbilt. Good learning situation there for Florida's defense. And then here's kind of, you run into a little bit of the same thing in terms of that previous one. So you've got condensed splits here. Again, this could be 3. You got one high. Outside leverage here. Looks like we're getting depth. Looks like he may be playing to flat. It's hard to tell because there's not really a route there. But you get a scissors combination, which is a tough look against, if you get a quarters look. But he runs with the post. You get the corner coming out underneath. There's nobody there. If it is 3, and again, it's hard to tell exactly. If it is 3, you can stay deep 3rd here. Let the post run to him. The corner will run to you. You got that thing covered up pretty good. But it's hard to tell exactly what they're running here. Could be 1 here. Just playing like catch man. Because he does peel as the back becomes number 3, he peels with him. So if it's man, he's supposed to be with number 2. Number 1's here. Not sure, but obviously miscommunication here. Whatever it was wasn't played correctly. The scissors combination gets you here for a touchdown. So while you play pretty well, there's still a few things you can clean up defensively. Like I said earlier, this dude ran really hard. So more gap scheme here. Down, down, down. Guard, kick in. So they had been doing guard and tackle, both pulling, right? So here they change it up a little bit. You got the guard and the tight end or H-back, whatever you want to call them. Kick, wrap. Good job by the left tackle getting to the backer here. Let's see if he gets there. Gets there. So Vandy's plan was kind of to inside, maybe try to spill this thing over the top there. That thing gets logged. He's going to get vertical. He's going to get downhill here. Good job. And then good job here as he tries to get over the top. Really well done on this gap stuff by Florida. Bam. Bam. And great cut by the back. Really good vision. Get vertical for 10 yards. Then the next play, you get the motion. They're screwing the safety down. That takes him out of the run fit over here, you'd think. Work the double to there. All right, so as he screws back, don't have to worry about him, right? He's screwing down for the motion. There. Working that. He can climb. Good job here because he just climbs right now. Give a little hand. Nice job. And then climb. He just takes off. Gives maybe a little hand. Really good job here by the tackle, cutting that thing off. Like, really good job right there. Running through the old inside arm there. Running through the inside arm. Run around the inside arm. Good job. Really well blocked. And then let's go full speed. Let's get rid of this. And watch the back. Again, this is one-on-one where you don't really have to change your track much. And those are always nice. Good hard run here. Big run sets you up as you go into the fourth quarter to go in and score. So after minimal gain on first down, you come back with a screen here. This is the other one where I'm not sure if he's here and then looking to kick the first, flat threat if they're kind of there. But if you're able to get one here, you're in really good shape, right? Because you've got one there. If he can just climb there, if you get that guy blocked right there, this is a big time play. This guy just makes a really good play. You kind of lose him. Good play by him. And then you get something similar on this third down. You end up getting a block in the back on it, but right here, there, then he's so far off, and the corner's off too. That should be an easy conversion right here. So if we pretend this is blocked, right? So that's the original sin of this play here is missing the block. But if we pretend this is blocked and he climbs right there, that's just like your convoy right there. And then after you make a first down, if you make this guy miss, you got a chance at a big play. So you get a clip. Now you're in 3rd and 16. You get a false start. Now you're in 3rd and 21. And I saw some people complaining, why aren't you throwing it down the field in 3rd and 21? Man, get a better – you're not going to convert 3rd and 21 very often. So what's the better proposition? Trying to convert the first down or trying to get closer field goal range for your field goal kicker? Getting in closer field goal range. I don't know if he can read this. I'm not sure if Mertz is reading this because I know there are times where Richardson did give the jet, and it was a read last year. Napier's comments made it seem like he kind of could read it and hand this off or give it. Probably could have handed this one off and had a pretty good play on here, but he gave it. And this dude again, just get the ball in his hands. He's going to make something happen. He's not going to pick up the first down. This play is not designed to pick up the first down. If it hits and you do, great. This play is designed to get you in better field goal range. You make the field goal. Now you're up by even more. And this is a really good two-play sequence here. Third down. The corner off, you think they're just going to go speed out, almost like double stick. And then you drop him to the flat, and he's playing on number 2 there. So you take away the first speed out. As you look inside, he actually gets a hand on this thing. It's a really good drive on the ball. Gets a hand on it, knocks it away. And really good job there playing that. And then you come back on fourth down here. This is a really good job by the safety here. So Vandy's trying to go in, get you to hopefully motion over or get with them or move over with the motion, then quickly come back out and just hit a speed out. Watch the safety here, how he plays it. He recognizes it. Really good job right here. They're just trying to get that really good job driving the ball here. I think that's Moten, right? Watch him drive the ball there. Quarterback has nowhere to go with it. And that's, you get the sack there. Up front, the rush. You're bringing some pressure. Bang, bang, bang. Here. Then loop. That's a tough look to pick up because you get somebody. We got 2 coming all the way across here. Right here, there. With him coming here, the back's going to pick him up, right? So now these guys, if they're 3-man sliding this way, which they should because they got 3 over here, you got 3 on 3 on the backside. Now when I loop, the back is wasted now. Here comes a free rusher, and you're really going to end up bringing 2 free rushers with these 2 guys kind of blocking nobody. So really good design there. And great job getting home there. All right, so now it's time to put the game away. You go a little duo here, I think. Just getting vertical. Good job up front. 2nd and 1. Here's the look at wind back where you're here. He's coming back across and being like a lead blocker there. So it's not quite split zone where you're kicking out. You're almost like a lead coming up. Good cut there. And watch how his demeanor is initially like he's tracking there, and then he actually comes back. So there's the wind back. Webb earlier hit it 100 miles an hour. There was no hesitation. Here you can see hesitate. Now follow your blocker. Good cut inside. So just another little wrinkle. You see that wind back in the teams that run the zone in the NFL. You see that. And then this looks exactly like the toss you ran earlier. The only difference is on the first time you ran it, this was Boardingham. This was Hanson. Hanson blocked inside. Boardingham was in space, which is how you'd like to use them. Well, we're going to run a route now, so let's switch them. Boardingham will run the route. Hanson will just do like Boardingham did in the last play. There, reverse out for the toss. Vertical. You shift in everything except you just shift the responsibilities for the tight ends here. Bang. Easy money for a touchdown. So maybe a little longer than normal, but there were a lot of good plays to watch. So that's a good problem. Florida goes on the road to South Carolina next. You know, I think to me, the Florida struggles with physical teams. South Carolina has not been great on either line of scrimmage so far this year. So you think Florida would be able to have more success than they have in their other 2 road games where they played pretty physical teams. But on the road in the SEC, they haven't been able to win much on the road, so they'll have to prove it. Either way, we'll be back next week taking a look at that game and watching the film. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, help me game the YouTube algorithm.